Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our fathers going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Yeah, Enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's the simple things in life, like learning all again. It's the simple things in life, like finding where it all again. Oh, do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Now we going back. He done on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down.
Almost like, wow. Oh man. Yeah, pull me. Well, Mr. Most High Christ bless. We're sorry. Had a long night. We're back. Hopefully you're back from last week. We had a good time. Many of y'all were very, very much engaged in the class last week regarding us being in Japan and China. I was touching on a lot of things about, in terms of, I guess, animes and things of that nature. Some of y'all are onto that. I'm into it too. I love media. I love animation and music. So that's my thing. So when it comes to this Japan and China stuff, I'm heavily rooted. I enjoy it. Anyway, before we get into that, you're now tuned into
Our Hidden History radio show.
So, back to my point. So, many of you were very much engaged in last week's class regarding our us in Japan and China. A lot of the names. Some of y'all brought some things to our attention that we were familiar with, but not too much in detail. You mentioned a sister named Tomoe, but she's legendary. So, not really sure with her. She could be she could very much be a figure. You know, the Ammonites or Japanese tend to what's the word I'm looking for? Mysticize our people in Japan. China's a bit more overt. They're more open. They're more public. Okay, yeah, niggas is here. Y'all was slaves. So what? Ammon is more like, ooh, spooky niggas. Ooh, demons. Oni, yokai. So, you know, we got to kind of touch on some things regarding Japan with us with a grain of salt. If you don't have the concrete, now if y'all bring some concrete stuff to us, we'll look into it more. History is very, very, it can be very, very, what's the word?
It's nuanced.
Yeah, it's nuanced. Is it objective or subjective? It's objective. I think it's objective, right? History sometimes can be objective or subjective.
I'm black. I don't know what that means.
Oh, God. Anyway, history can be sometimes, it can be subjective. I believe it's subjective, meaning like, I believe that refers to opinion. It could be like, you know, it varies. You know, you got to go to older sources, whatever. Y'all know your audience knows what I'm referring to. Audience knows what I'm talking about. Those of y'all who are, you know what I'm talking about. I'm black too, so that's why I said I don't know which one. I believe it's subjective.
Well, subjective means existing in the mind.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So I'm right. It's anecdotal. So sometimes history, depending on who you're dealing with, it can be subjective. You have a book that says one thing, one book says another. So, you know, you got to play it by ear. That's why we always go back to the Bible. If we go with the Bible, it's objective. It's just flat. It's just what it is. Yeah. All right? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Objective means what now? What's objective mean? You relates to personal. That's objective.
They got.
What do you mean by objective?
What is objective? Yeah, something toward which effort.
That's subjective. So go to subjective real quick.
Subjective is your opinion.
Image right there showing the difference between the two.
Oh yeah, there's an image, right? Yep.
Yeah, go to both. Some of y'all don't know. Like I said, history is good. History is good, but the Bible has to support it to make it. Is it adjective?
Those are adjectives, but those are the difference. Based on opinions, beliefs, or feelings, and then objective is based on facts and measurable data.
Yeah. Right. So if it's history that's Bible based, we know that it's objective. History that's of course, sometimes history could be like the legends we read about. Sometimes depending could be subjective or objective. So it varies. Regarding I'm referring to the legends. Now the sister I mentioned earlier from Benin. Her name was changed to something Tomoe, right?
Yeah, Tomoe Gozen.
Yeah, Tomoe Gozen. She's legendary, so we're not sure. We got to look more into it. Those of you who may have history or that kind of substantiates her, you know, we don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we're gonna open up with 2 Kings 17 because last week we ended off scripturally with 1 Chronicles 5:23 to 26 regarding Israel being placed in Median or Iranian lands, Gaza, Habor, and Hala. Now, Hara, Haka. What was it? Haka? Hara, Hazah, and let's just get it. Let's get 2 Kings 17:3. Let's open up with that. Open it up for some time. Let's just jump into it. 2 Kings 17.
2 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 3. Against him came up Salmanassar, king of Assyria, and Hoshea became his servant and gave him presents. And the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hosea, for he had sent messengers to So, king of Egypt, and brought no presents to the king of Assyria, and he had done year by year. Therefore the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel into Assyria and placed them in Halah, in Habor by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes.
Come on. So in the cities of what you refer to as North Iran, around that area, which would be like bordering India, China's right next door. If you go further up north, that's Russia, that's the Caspian and Black Sea. If you go up north, China, Iran, and Russia are pretty much neighbors. These are neighboring lands, okay? Neighboring lands. Read on.
For so it was.
Yeah, hold on to that map. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to go there eventually. Go ahead.
For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen.
So northern kingdom Israel was going to hell off. So the Most High conquered, he overthrew northern kingdom of Israel first. Go ahead, and they split. Go ahead.
And walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God. And they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill, and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to the provoke. And wrought wicked things.
Oh shoot!
And wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger, for they served idols, whereof the Lord had said unto them, Ye shall not do this thing. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah
Do the prophets. Go ahead.
by all the prophets and by all their seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers,
They wouldn't listen. Go ahead.
and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the neck of their fathers, that did not believe in the Lord their God. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain, and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even to calves, and made a grove, and worshipped all the host of heaven.
Planets, stars, constellations, all of that other stuff, zodiac, all of that. Go ahead.
And served Baal.
Serve the devil. Go ahead.
And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire.
Ancient abortions. Go ahead.
And used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. Therefore, the Lord was very angry with Israel, and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only.
Go ahead.
Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their
Something came went
God,
off too, so we was up next. We got Babylon came against us after that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
but walked
Thank you. Go ahead.
but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of the spoilers, until he had cast them out of his sight. And he rent Israel from the house of David.
Right.
And they made
the kingdom of Israel split into two nations. Southern and northern kingdom. Go ahead.
And he made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. And Jeroboam drove Israel from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin.
Come on.
For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight. As he had said by all his servants the prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria until this day.
So the Assyrians placed us in Median lands that bordered, like I said, bordered Russia, lands that bordered, were pretty much in Iran, which is right next to China. It's all these lands are neighboring lands. Persia, India is the same landmass, so don't fall for it. It's the same place. Russia, like I said, China next door, India. So let's go to that map again. The red outlined the map. This is a Gabi map. See that? Zoom in some more. Zoom in. So you see where it has India there. You go up. You have go up to the top. You have like what is that? Bukhara. What is that?
Right here.
Yep. If you go up, you see Tartary up there. Tartary to the top left. Tartary. Okay, you got Caucasus over to the left. See that there? That's just Russia's right there. Russia right there. Tartary. Northern Kingdom migrated into this area. Go down to where it says Parthian capital. Go down. You see Bukhara there? Bukhara right there. So
right.
Yeah, Bukhara's right there. And if you go up north, it's further. It's right there to Russia. All that's like Europe or Eurasia. I believe it's called Eurasia. I believe Eurasia. It's like Europe and Asia, it's one landmass. All right, Eurasia. So Northern Kingdom pretty much reside in this area here, and eventually over time, being exiled to this area here, they start to build an empire known as the Scythians. All right, and eventually became Gauls or became Gauls over time. So now, get me the book View of the Hebrews now. One of my favorite books to have. If you wanna destroy anybody that denies Northern Kingdom being Israelites, this is the book you use. This book is found in the Library of Congress. This book is also referenced in a book called The Star in the West. That book is found in the Library of Congress. This book was published by Ethan Smith, 1825 edition. Very old, very good. I got this book for the first time. I read it cover to cover multiple times. Very good stuff in here. But one of the best parts of the book also, he goes into how the basically Native Americans, the Israelites. He also goes into how the North American Indians were the Gadites, and they were lawgivers on this side of the world. They were like the Samuel of this side of the world. Like the term, the word I'm looking for, Mohawk. The term Mohawk or Mohawkek goes back to lawgiver. That's the tribe they were given. They were called Mohawk Indians or lawgiver Indians, Gadites.
Officer Jez.
All right, yeah, Jez, give a shout to Jez. So let's go to real quick. Let's go to go to the appendix real quick.
Where we at? Dr. Buchanan.
Jez is in pain. It's all right. We're going to go to Dr. Buchanan. We're going to start there.
Dr. Buchanan gives an account of white and black Jews at Goshen.
Now I want you to hold that, go back to that map again. So hold that onto that map. We're going to be going back and forth to that map. Right, go down to the bottom. To the bottom, India. You see Sapara, Sofer. You have Beni Israel, black Jews along the Konkan coast. And you have, go down, you have Goshen, Ben Israel, black Jews. All right, you have Malabar coast and Konkan coast. And this is referring to India. So a scholar named Dr. Buchanan is making reference to our people residing in India. All right, Goshen Jews, a.k.a. black Jews, or, or Beni Israel, black Jews also. Go back to that book again.
Dr. Buchanan gives an account of white and black Jews at Goshen, East India.
Now, the white ones, he's going to explain how they were fake or converts. Converts, okay? Read on.
The Most High speaks of gathering his ancient people from the east and from the west.
So he speaks of gathering his ancient people from the east. That's the eastern hemisphere. And then you have the western hemisphere. That's America. Because the author of this book talks about the Native Americans on America and also our people who are Israelites and our people in the other part of the world, India. Read on.
If 9/10 of Israel migrated to this continent, the residue of them might migrate to the East Indies.
This continent is referring to America. He's saying if 9/10 migrated to this continent, America, then the residue of them, the remnant of them, also resided on the other side of the world, the East. I mentioned all the time, the majority of Israel, the bulk of both tribes, of both kingdoms, is in the Americas, and the remnant of those 12 is everywhere else. Read on.
Dr. Buchanan informs that the white Jews there immigrated from Europe in later times.
The white Jews immigrated there from Europe because those are Edomites that moved there way later. The black Jews been there from the time of Assyria all the way from Babylon until now. And the white ones came later on from Europe and around the late centuries. Go ahead.
The black Jews have a tradition that they arrived in the Indies not long after the Babylonish captivity.
So the Goshen or black Jews have a history that they came there during the time of Babylon. But Ephraim was there earlier, during Assyrian time. So Southern Kingdom came after that. Go ahead, because remember, Israel always find each other. Read on.
And Dr. Buchanan adds, what seems to countenance this tradition is that they have copies of those books of the Old Testament, which were written before the captivity.
We had the black Jews have books of history of the Bible written before Babylonian captivity amongst them. Read on.
But none of those whose dates are subsequent to that event. It seems most probable then that these black Jews are descendants of those Jews who turned their course to that region of the east when they were liberated from Babylon.
Persia. Go ahead.
Instead of turning to Jerusalem. Some of the Jews manifestly did thus part from their brethren and migrate to the east.
Right, because remember, real quick, get me Ezra. Not all Israel returned to Jerusalem. Some of them remained in the lands in which they were scattered and placed. Ezra 1 and 1.
Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah.
The second temple, come on.
Who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah.
Because Babylon exiled us from our land, and so King Cyrus the Persian is granting us the liberty to return back to our lands and our proper possessions to rebuild the temple that was destroyed prior to Persia by the Babylonians with the help of the Edomites. Go ahead.
His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord, God of Israel. He is the God which is in Jerusalem.
Come on.
And whosoever...
Now, Isaiah prophesied this man, King Cyrus, 140 years before he was even conceived. I'll say it again. Isaiah prophesied of King Cyrus by name in prophecy 140 years before this king was even born. Okay, the Bible is a true book, man. The Bible is a book of prophecy. History is prophecy fulfilled. Read on.
And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth.
Right there. Whoever chooses to remain where they were exiled to, India, Ethiopia, because remember, they were placed in provinces of Ethiopia. From Ethiopia to India, Babylon places in these lands. Also, the cities of the Medes, if you want to stay there, that's fine, he's saying. Go ahead.
And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth, let the men of his place help him with silver.
If you're gonna stay in your lands where you live, just send resources to help them rebuild the temple in Jerusalem from where you're from. Go ahead.
And with gold, and with goods, and with beasts, beside the free will offering for the house of God that is in Jerusalem.
So now all Israel returned. Well, the bulk of southern kingdom and remnants of northern kingdom returned to their lands of possession and helped rebuild the temple. Read on, verse 5, we're going to say it.
Verse 5, Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin and the priests.
Levi, come on.
And the Levites with all the men.
With all them is referring to remnants of northern kingdom. Go ahead.
With all them whose spirit God had raised to go up to build the house of the Lord, which is in Jerusalem.
Right, so a lot of us chose to remain in the lands in which we were exiled. So Babylon placed us in foreign lands as well. And many of us chose to remain in those lands of exile and live out our lives happily ever after, pretty much. So our people ended up in India as a result of Babylonian exile. This is our northern kingdom brothers remained in areas of Iran, which is not too far off, as well during their exile of Assyria. All right, so read on. Where we at?
These were the Jews who abounded in eastern as well as western provinces of Ahasuerus in the days of Haman, Esther, and Mordecai, when the impious decree was obtained against them by Haman. Ahasuerus then reigned over 127 provinces, even from India to Ethiopia.
Even from India, even to Ethiopia. Come on.
Esther chapter 1, verse 1. Thence these black Jews became planted in India, and they had their Bible as far as were written before the captivity.
Wow, come on. No, it's the 1:1. And Jews appear at that time to have scattered in all these provinces.
Oh, shoot.
You missed a whole sentence. And Jews appear at that time to have scattered in all of these provinces. So from India to Ethiopia, the Jews were scattered within all these lands during the edict that Haman passed to have us all killed off. Go ahead. These black Jews.
Thence these black Jews became planted in India, and they had their Bible as far as was written before the captivity.
Come on.
They're being blacker than modern Jews in Europe.
They're blacker than the modern fake ones in Europe from Europe. Go ahead.
May be accounted for upon the same principles
BS. They're not. Go ahead.
of different climates and habits of living.
The author's trying to make room for why they're white and why the original ones are black. Or maybe because of the climate. No, they came from Europe, so they were whiter. No. He's a convert. He's an Edomite converts. Go ahead. That ran there.
Which have given to the American natives a darker skin than to the Jews of Europe, or their ancestors possessed.
So he's saying that the Native Americans are dark like the ones over there in India. But the white ones from Europe, they don't match them. Because remember, the author of the book is showing you that the Israelites in India were Jews, and the Native Americans of America, which are black, also are Jews. But these white ones, maybe because of the climate, they look different. Need that soundbite. Bullshit? Need that soundbite too.
Hey, Deke, they even called the other Jews in India, they called the white ones paradesi, meaning strangers.
Wow.
So they knew the difference.
Yep. We know it, and we know it now too. We don't?
But two arguments testify against those black Jews of Asia.
So now you have arguments opposing the validity of the black Jews being the original Jews. Read on.
Descending from the 10 tribes.
So the author's saying there's an argument regarding these guys. These guys are not Northern Kingdom. These guys, more than likely, the author's saying, I'm wrong. Let me rephrase that. The author is saying that these guys are not of the Northern Kingdom. More than likely, they're the Southern Kingdom, is what he's saying. Because he makes it clear throughout the book that Northern Kingdom is on this side of the world. But in India, in that instance, they're actually Southern Kingdom. Read on. Based upon Babylonian captivity. Read on.
1. They called themselves Jews.
So that's how we know. He said that's how we know for a fact that these guys are Southern Kingdom because they call themselves Jews, whereas Ephraim referred to themselves or referred to as Israelites. Go ahead.
The Jews have ever been strict to retain the knowledge of their descent and the deep-rooted prejudice mutually maintained between the Jews and Israel.
Remember to beat the split. They had a mutual hatred among each other. Go ahead. Forbid what?
Forbid that the latter should ever relinquish their name for that of the former.
So it was a beef we had that we said, listen, them Northern Kingdom Israel can never ever say that they're Jews. They Israel, we Jews. We don't mess with them. Remember the prophecy of Hosea 1. Not my people, I'm not your God. Judah took that to heart. We believed at this time, even the disciples, before Christ set foot in the earth, they also believe the same thing. We don't deal with Ephraim, they don't deal with us. That beef was very, very strong. Okay, raw. Come on.
2. The tribes of Israel were threatened with the famine of the word, which has been already noted.
Right, that happened already. Go ahead.
Amos
8:11-12.
Amos 8:11-12. Here the 10 tribes in their long banishment shall wander from north to east and from sea to sea.
From sea to sea goes to the Americas, and from sea to sea goes to the Pacific Islands. The Pacific Islanders, the Polynesian Islands, that's from sea to sea, Isaiah 11. So when Bishop went out there to travel to the Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea, Melita, all them areas, Hawaii, Fiji, thank you, Tonga, Northern Kingdom, especially Solomon Islands. The Solomon Islands is called the Solomon Islands for a reason. When we went over there, they told us that there's a record of history that they found, I think, an ancient inscription written in both Hebrew and in Greek, and that their fathers told them, listen to me carefully, they told Bishop this over there, that the tradition goes that their forefathers told them that they came from Israel and resided there, and that one day they will be taught and told that they came from Israel, and they'll be told that. So when the bishop and them arrived there, it said, we realize now, you guys being here, our fathers told us that prophecy that we eventually be taught that we're Israel, and you guys fulfilled that prophecy.
Damn.
Those are their exact words. Damn. So when we went out there and taught them that they're Israel, they said, our forefathers told us that one day we were going to be taught by the prophets that we are Israelites. So that's a fact. So we believe them to be historically that's Naphtali over there. Naphtali is over there. Okay, Naphtali's over there. Northern Kingdom's over there in general, but Naphtali, based upon historical evidence we've gone over, that's Naphtali over there as well.
It reminds me of that book where the natives on this side were telling the brother that came over, like, we were waiting for another nation to come and teach us.
And that's in American Indians.
Right.
Yes.
The Promised Land.
The Lost Tribes of Promised Land. Yep. They were told. Ephraim was always prophetically told down to do tradition. Well, that's what Moses said, that they were going to hear the voice of Judah and be taught who they are. So the Bible says their line went forth through all the earth. That's what we're fulfilling. You got a text there? We got a text. Let's read the text.
Yeah. Indeed, that goes with the script that Bishop pulled yesterday. It said the isle shall wait for the law. Mm-hmm. So they literally were waiting.
Yep.
Can you zoom in? Zoom in.
Zoom in to the light. I can't see either. Come on.
The bottom one, right? All right. It says, correct me if I'm wrong. I always thought the Dalit people became the Romani gypsies that left India and scattered into Europe. Are those Jews? Are they a mixture of Jews and Northern Kingdom?
The Dalits are our people. The Romani gypsies. I'm not. You saying yes?
The gypsies, yeah, that's us.
The gypsies is us.
Yeah, well, the black ones.
Yeah.
The black ones, yes.
The original gypsies are black.
Yes, the word gypsy means Egyptian. It goes back to the word Egyptian because they were black. Remember, I said it. Well, that was, I guess you could say off. You could say in the background. But I had a conversation with brothers last night about how Edom is our negative. He's our opposite. So what tends to happen is that whenever Israel finds themselves scattered in certain lands and reside there, Esau comes along and takes on our identity and then overthrows us and becomes us. I'll say it again. Whenever Israel would flee to a land or an area and reside there for many years, and Esau was aware of it, he would come there and dwell amongst us and learn our ways, and over time seek opportunity to overthrow us and take on our identity. So, for example, when we fled to the Caucasus Mountains, we were the black Khazars, okay? We ran there. Then Edom got over there as well. Edom was there or got there later, or they were earlier on before us, but they were already there. And they conquered us. And when we migrated there as Jews, they learned our ways. And over time, when they gained authority and power and so forth, and they began to overthrow us from different regions as the Spaniards or Portuguese, they took the opportunity at that point to help overthrow us and take what we taught them and use it to their advantage and sell us as slaves. So their knowledge of banking, money system, ship navigation, when we conquered them, we taught them those trades. We taught them those things. And when we got overthrown, they used it to their advantage, took on our names, and became us. Likewise in Europe, as the kings and queens of England and Scotland and Britain, we ruled. We had Edomites as our servants and subjects. Once they saw the division amongst us, they used the opportunity to overthrow us and took upon themselves our names, our titles, and our throne. It's always the same thing every time. Now, brothers got Afro-Romani. That's good stuff there. Afro-Romani are people who are descended from both Romani people and African diaspora, which means it's niggas. Notable Afro-Romani communities exist in Louisiana. Okay, you know, sides of Cuba, these are Romani and Dom communities throughout Africa. Okay, Afro-Romani population exists in central Cuba. Afro-Romani in Cuba emerged due to intermarriage of slave and formerly enslaved black people and Romani people. Jamaica. Oh, yeah, so they were sent to Jamaica as slaves, so that's how you know they was niggas. Whenever the word Afro is put there, that means it's Israelites, it's black people living in European lands and were subjugated there and were brought over here. 9 times out of 10, Afro-Syrian, Afro-Iranian, Afro-Iraqi, Afro-Turk, Afro-Romani, Afro, what else? Afro-Latino, it's our people regardless. So let's go back to where we were at, because I want to go on the sidebar. Where we at? Continue.
2, the tribes. The tribes of Israel were threatened with the famine of the word, which has been already noted.
I'm sorry, I hope I answered your question, your text. So basically, the Dalits are our people. And the gypsies. Oh, what you had before about gypsies? Or what the word means? I'm sorry. It goes back to the word Egyptian or black.
Yeah, they had it up.
Esau, the Romanian Edomites pretty much took on that title. When we got enslaved and conquered, they took on the title of gypsies as well. But they're not really gypsies.
Put the word gypsy back up that y'all had from
the
Google.
word means, gypsy means, you had it earlier. Read that.
The word gypsy comes from the Middle English word Egyptian, which is short for Egyptian.
That's all I want. So the gypsies were originally black. Esau took over and became gypsies. Go back. You got a book on that, I believe. You got a book on that about the white ones and black ones. You got a book about that stuff.
Ancient and modern Britons.
Ancient modern Britons mentions that. Yeah, but that's another. We'll get to that with King James stuff. Go ahead.
2. The tribes of Israel were threatened with the famine of the word, which has been already noted in Amos 8, 11, and 12. Here the 10 tribes in their long banishment shall wander from north to east and from sea to sea, running to and fro to find communication from heaven, but shall remain destitute of the word of life till about the time of their restoration.
That meaning now. We're in that time now, restoration time now. Come on.
But the black Jews in Asia.
But the black Jews in Asia, as in India, Iran, the east, far east, go ahead.
As well as the white Jews there, have had their word of the Lord to this day. All the sacred writings which were given before the Babylonish captivity, these reasons render it probable, if not certain, that these black Jews are not of the 10 tribes of Israel.
Right, Southern Kingdom. Come on.
Since preparing the above, the writer has seen in communications from the London Jews Society from May 1824 an extract of a letter from Thomas Jarrett, Esquire at Madras, East Indies, giving account of Mr. Lorgon's mission in the East in search of the 10 tribes. It is happy that such a mission has been undertaken to ascertain whether any traces can be found of Israel in the East. Mr. Lagan gives the following account of some people discovered by him in Hindustan.
In Hindustan. That's why people are there as well. Go back to that map again. I think that map, look, it's on the map. Hindustan.
Hindustan is India.
Yeah, okay. We'll go back. Yeah, go back to the map. It's on the map here.
Yeah, it's on the map. Yep.
Where we at? Hindustan. I saw it on the map earlier before. I'm not bugging out.
No, I seen it too. Go kind of go to your right. Go
Nah, it's blow it up some, zoom in. Okay, move it over to the, let me see.
I definitely seen it.
No, that's China. Go back over to the left.
Zoom out, son. Some.
Hindustan is somewhere. I saw this map.
Damn.
Well, it's in this area. I know I saw it in this map.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
But it's in this area here. Afghanistan. It's in this area. It's like you said. Obviously, Akeem was saying it's definitely India.
It's India. It comes from the Indus River.
Yeah, it's like Hindu. Pretty much.
Hindu. Yeah, Hindustan, Indus River. That's
Indus.
India.
Yeah. Let's go back. I won't waste too much time. Let's go back. Go back to where he was at.
1. These people in dress and manners resemble the natives.
They what? What? They wait, read again?
These people in dress and manners resemble the natives.
What natives is the Native Americans. That's what he's talking about. The dress and manners is they wore fringes like everybody, like we do. Right. They wore them like this.
Right.
They didn't wear just like you do with fringes. They didn't wear those tassels. Belt hook fringes. They didn't wear that. They wore them all around. Go ahead.
The black moon fringes.
Yeah, the black moon, the beast moon fringes. They didn't wear those. Go ahead.
So as not to be distinguished from them, but by attentive observation and inquiry. These have some Hebrew names with local terminations. 3, some of them read Hebrew, and they have a faint tradition of the cause of their original exodus from Egypt. 4, their common language is Hindu. 5, they keep idols.
So they play around. Israel, we play both sides of the fence. Go ahead.
They keep idols and worship them and use idolatrous ceremonies intermixed with the Hebrew. 6, they circumcise their children. 7, they observe the Kippur, our great expiation, day of the Hebrews. 8, they call themselves Agora Jahudi, or white Jews.
That's Edom. Go ahead.
And they term the black Jews Kala Jahudi. 9, they speak of the Arabic Jews as their brethren, but do not acknowledge European Jews as much.
They're the same people. It's referring to the Edomites here. Go out of this. I don't care about this shit. Freaking folks, fake people, fake ass Edomites, man. Go down. That's all we got. Go down. They were found in the country both white and black Jews. Is that all I got? Is that all I have for this book here? Let me see that real quick.
We just read that.
Did we? Nah, I didn't read this.
No?
Nah. Read that right there. Any circumstantial evidence?
The top.
Any circumstantial difference?
Any circumstantial difference between them and the other Jews may be accounted for at least as easily as we can account for the different complexions of the white and black Jews.
No difference. The difference is that one's fake, one's not. That's the difference. Right?
Or for the different complexions among the different tribes of our natives.
On this side of the world. Go ahead.
Or among any other different tribes of men, when all sprang from Noah.
He's trying to say disregard the color, but no, the color matters because they're not who they say they are. Go ahead.
They appear from their name to be not so black as the black Jews, and they appear not to be so white as the European Jews from their aversion to them on account of their whiter complexion.
Go down, wait. Go on. You see something? Go down. I got to find that page here. So how the black ones call them fake. I don't think I have it here. We go down. See. Go down. Go down. Nah, get out of here. I gotta find that. It's a page where the black Jews say them guys over there are fake. I gotta find it. It's the same book though. Wrong page. Let's get to this. Let's just go to it. Get me. All right, I'm here now. Shit. All right. Give me history. Give me the history and description of Africa, volume 3.
Bring it out.
Let's jump into it now. Finally, in the last page. Shit. Oh, that's a lot to cover on this page though. History and Description of Africa, Volume 3. Volume 3.
The History and Description of Africa, and of notable things therein contained, by Leo Africanus.
Volume 3 of 3. I got volume 1, 2, and 3, but volume 3 of 3 is pretty good. Leo Africanus is our brother. He was he traveled around throughout Africa, and a lot of maps are based upon his travels. He had what I believe to be a photographic memory. It's so a lot of his expeditions, as well as Idrisi and him, were their knowledge and memory of certain areas, Esau pretty much took it and documented it and puts it in their writings. So a lot of maps or ancient maps are based upon the travels of Africanus, El Idrisi, and somebody else who I can't think of at the moment.
Ibn Battuta.
Yeah, Battuta, yes. So go to, I want page 1013 of this book regarding Tartary. Read that. The Persian nation.
The Persian nation, as touching their sect, a little before our time, have been made renowned among those barbarous people by the valiant arms of Ishmael, called the Sophie. This man accounted himself to be of the race and blood of Ali.
Jump down to the bottom. Right there. But now let us pass.
But now let us pass to the Tartars.
But now let us pass to the Tartars. Tartary. Remember that map earlier about Tartary? Let us pass to the Tartars. Come on.
These, as otherwise we declared, descended of the 10 tribes of Israel.
There you go. Remember, Northern Kingdom was placed in the areas of Gaza, Habor, and Hara. Okay? They remained there, became Scythians. So a lot of our people who resided in Tartary, that's a Russian area, the Russian steeps of Russia, Northern Kingdom, we became known as Tartars. Come on.
Being transported by the order and commission of Shalmaneser, king of the Assyrians, beyond India, into the land of Arsareth.
Which goes back, the scholars, what Arsareth is referring to here. Go ahead.
Here, degenerating into rude and barbarous customs and forgetting in a great part or altogether the Mosaical ceremonies.
In Northern Kingdom start to go away from Mosaical principles into idolatry. Come on.
They hardly retain circumcision.
They hardly retained circumcision. Okay? Because they went back into idolatry. Now, give me Sails of Hope. Page 81 and 82 regarding Tartary. All right? So Northern Kingdom resided in Tartary. That explains why a lot of times a white man will say the Native Americans crossed into the Bering Strait and that they came from Tartary because they knew that the so-called Native Americans were Northern Kingdom, and they knew that the Israelites residing in the areas of Russia and within them areas were also Northern Kingdom, but they looked exactly the same. So the assumption was, well, they must have crossed from over there to get over here. And there's an imaginary land bridge called the Bering Strait. That's where that whole confusion comes from, about them being Asian.
Right, so they say that because they say it's up like north.
Yeah.
So they
There's a map, there's like a ice land bridge that linked Tartary to America, which is no.
Alaska.
Right, Alaska pretty much, no.
Because since the Tartars, which was us, is in that area, they figured, well, maybe they
find a way to cross through Alaska to come over here.
Right.
They look just like them and everything. They ride horses like them. They shoot They shoot bows like them. It gotta be the same. That's the thought. Sails of Hope, page 81. The Bering Strait theory is a lie. Okay? It's a theory. It has to be proven, and it cannot be proven because it's nonsense. 81, the fame of these
travel narratives was so great that they were translated into several languages and eagerly read by Christians. Soon the belief was established that there were Jewish tribes in the depths of Asia who, unlike European Jews, were bellicose and attacked their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
When the Tartars began their incursions into Europe during the first half of the 13th century, Rabbi Benjamin's story was remembered. These were the savage Mongols who were allied to the Jews and who now threatened Christian Europe. The fear they aroused was greatest in Germany, where it gave rise to a new wave of anti-Semitism. The view spread that the Tartars were themselves descendants of the 10 lost tribes of Israel and were attempting to overrun the Christian West.
So there was a rumor that the Northern Kingdom was found in Tartary because Northern Kingdom became the Scythians you read about, okay? Or the Gauls or Gallic people you read about that Julius Caesar conquered later on. Jump down to the bottom. Venetian Marco.
The Venetian Marco Polo, who in 1271 set out on his celebrated long journey to China, where he became a favorite of the Emperor Kublai Khan, mentions that he met Jews several times in the course of his travels in India and China.
And these are the black ones. Yeah, white ones too, but these are the black ones he's referring to. Okay? So now, get me page 140. What page is this? 82? 82. Read that there. Studies
of physiognomies
means facial features. Go ahead.
Were undertaken in the hope of discovering resemblances between Orientals and Jews.
Come on.
Names were scanned for some sort of linguistic clues.
Watch.
Thus, it was noted that the first king of Japan, whose name is known, was Osi, and his reign began in 730 BC.
Osei. Go ahead.
The last king of Israel was Hosea, who died in 722 BC. Some rash theories have been founded on this coincidence of sounds and this time gap of 8 years.
This is speculation, but they're going into the fact that our people migrated to Japan. We don't using the same names. Go ahead.
Stress has been laid on certain features common both to Shinto and Jewish temples.
So features are common both to both Shinto, and Jewish temples, because Shintoism goes back to Mosaic law. Well, Mosaic tradition, I should say, not law. But tradition, because our people brought Mosaic, Northern Kingdom came over, and Southern Kingdom came over, and they brought Shintoism over to Japan. Okay, read on.
In both cases, the shrine is divided into a holy part and the holy of holies.
So Shintoist temples, pretty much are the synonymous with the temple. Go ahead.
The prescribed linen clothing and headdress of the Shinto priests is said to correspond to the dress of priests in ancient Israel.
Yep. Go ahead.
Old Japanese prints have been discovered that seem to depict the arrival of the Israelites in Japan.
That depict the arrival of Israelites in Japan. That's talking about us in Japan. All right. Get up page 143.
Then we got a text after we finish.
All right. So we migrated over to Japan. Page 143. Load up. Read Columbus.
Columbus investigated all that was then known about India.
So remember they always said a lie. Oh, Columbus was trying to find India. He knew what India was. That's not a mystery. That's not a mystery. Okay, read on.
He hung around the waterfronts listening to the stories of merchants who had something to say about India.
Yep.
About the trading routes to that country and about the populations of India and the neighboring countries.
Come on.
As we have noted, he owned Marco Polo's book of his travels to and China.
Columbus studied Marco Polo's books and his travels, so he knew what India was. India is an old world. Come on.
Columbus would also have known the legends current in his time,
What legends? Read on.
including the legend about the lands in the depths of Asia inhabited by the 10 lost tribes of Israel.
Columbus is studying where Israel was. Come on.
His marginal notes indicate that he was also familiar with a variant of the legend of Prester John.
He was trying to find an ancient Israelite king that resided in Africa named Prester John. He couldn't find it because the heathen always know where Israel is found, wealth is found. He couldn't find Prester John. Go ahead.
in which the priest king was supposed to rule over Jews.
In Africa, somewhere in the secret area in Africa, Prester John. All right, now go to page 1. Go down, is there more? Go to page 173. So Columbus is studying where Israelites were before he traveled. He knew where Israel was in India, and he knew where Israel was in America. All right, it was no coincidence he came over here. Now, read that, Luis de Torres.
Was Luis de Torres the first European to set foot on American soil?
Yes, he was an Edomite, a convert that was on Columbus's ship, okay, to come over here, along with us as well, but because they used us to come over. They used us to come over here. Come on.
The opinions of scholars differ.
So you had us on the ship, and you had converts on the ship also, more converts than us. Go ahead.
Some have inferred that the interpreter would be the first to go on land in order to communicate with the natives.
So he sent a European or Edomite so-called Jew to communicate with the natives. Come on.
We also read in Columbus' journal that as the ships approached shore, hordes of natives poured onto the beach.
Yep, come on.
Columbus first mentions Torres when he speaks of sending an interpreter to talk with the chief of the natives.
He sent an interpreter who spoke Hebrew to speak to who? To the chief of the natives. Because he knew when he came over here that these natives spoke Hebrew. How did he know that? Because he knew he was looking for the 10 lost tribes. Read on. Watch.
Remembering Marco Polo's narrative.
He remembered Marco Polo's books, how Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom were in India, and also he knew Israel would be on this side of the world based on his studies of the book of Esdras. Read on.
Columbus calls this chief the Great Khan. At any rate, it is known that Torres was among the first of the Europeans to settle in America.
Come on.
If the discovery of lands ruled by Jews was the common aim of Columbus and of the Jews and the conversos who had supported his voyage with their money and influence, the person of the interpreter would provide a key piece in the puzzle.
We do know, jump down.
We do know, however, that Columbus sent him together with Rodrigo de Zorces on shore. Zedez on shore to communicate with the natives.
So Columbus sent Luis de Torres and Rodrigo Zedez on shore to communicate with the Native Americans on this side of the world. Watch this.
And so we can conclude.
We can conclude what?
That after the landfall in America, the first words addressed to the natives were words of Hebrew.
The words of what?
Hebrew.
Hebrew. The first time a conversation that took place on this side of the world was a Hebrew conversation. Because the Native Americans were speaking Hebrew. They were the Israelites. They are the Israelites.
That's right.
No denying this. It's not a game. Native Americans are not Asians or other race, another race. We are the same people. Read on.
Curiously enough, Vasco da Gama.
Curiously enough, he says, the same way Columbus brought interpreters of Hebrew to come talk to Native Americans on this side of the world. Read on.
Was to repeat the experiment a few years later.
Vasco da Gama did the exact same thing that Columbus did in India. Read on.
In 1497, while the expulsion of the Jews from Portugal was underway.
When they were kicking us out of Spain and Portugal, come on.
Da Gama took with him on his voyage to India.
To where?
India.
Come on.
Around the Cape of Good Hope.
Around Africa to do what?
An interpreter of Hebrew.
To speak to us in India. So he had a Hebrew interpreter for him on this ship to be taught to us in India, and Columbus had a Hebrew interpreter to speak to us in America.
Wow.
Israel was in the east, and Israel was visited in the west. Come on.
Vasco da Gama's man was also a Jew. Joao Nunez.
Yao is John Nunez. John, go ahead.
John Nunez, who, like Luis de Torres, underwent baptism before the voyage.
Come on. Because many of our people, before they were allowed to go on Columbus' ship, they had to be converted to the Catholic Church doctrine to have their lives spared from either being killed or enslavement. Or to escape the Inquisition, they ran on, or they became Columbus's crew to be safe from the onslaught of enslavement and murder that happened to us throughout Portugal and Spain. So a lot of us ran on his ship, if we were allowed to. Come on, and the converts, especially like Luis de Torres, Edomite converts. Come on, after
the landing in Calicut on the Malabar coast of India.
the Malabar coast of India, we showed you earlier, the black Jews are there, the Koshin Jews, Malabar coast or Konkan coast. Go ahead.
On May 21st, 1498, he was the first to go on land.
Vasco da Gama, come on.
He, too, addressed the inhabitants in Hebrew.
Why did he address the inhabitants of India in Hebrew? Why not Hindu? Because our people were residing in that land, that coast. They were the black Jews. Edom always tries to, they found us over there and they enslaved us there. They didn't come there and have a sit down and have a conversation. They went over there to find us, rob us, rape us, and enslave us. Okay, read on.
Just as Luis de Torres had done 5 years earlier.
To rob us, rape us, murder us, and enslave us. Read on.
This is war.
Marco Polo had already mentioned the presence of Jews on the Malabar
So
coast.
Marco Polo wrote down his discovery of us on the Malabar coast, and Columbus read it. Come on.
The so-called Pepper Coast, in what is at present the Indian state of Kerala.
That's where we were at the time. What page is this? 4. Hold on. Yeah, 175. Go down to the bottom. Go to the bottom. Go to the bottom. Read that. Marco Polo knew.
Marco Polo knew.
Come on. Knew what?
Knew it as the kingdom of Kalam and characterized it as follows. It is the residence of many Christians and Jews
There's a bunch of Negroes here. That's what Marco Polo was saying. Go ahead.
who retain their own language.
Who retain the language of Hebrew. Go ahead.
The king is not tributary to any other.
The king, we had a king over us in that land, was not tributary to no. We were sovereign for a moment. Go ahead.
As we have mentioned before, Columbus owned the travels of Marco Polo and had read it with great care and intensity.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he had modeled his descriptions of the lands of Asia on Marco Polo's narrative, hoping thereby to make a good case for his
To
project.
find Israel and to rob, rape, and pillage them and enslave them. We don't jump down to underlined his successor.
You don't want later historians?
Yeah, read it. That's fine. Oh, yes.
Later historians have confirmed the report that Jews lived in India at this time.
That's the black ones, not the white ones. Jump down to his successor.
Vasco da Gama found the way to India around the Cape of Good Hope.
Around Good Hope is South Africa. Go ahead.
We can assume that Columbus and Vasco da Gama were familiar with the reports about Jews in India.
Right, to destroy us and enslave us. Go down. Is there more we see? Go to page 175. Turn it around. Right there. Oh, here you go. Read it. Go ahead.
We just read that.
We did? Go to page 197.
Right there, go back. Yep.
So when we say Native Americans are Israelites, we mean what we're talking about. We're not making it up. We're not pulling it out of our behind. We know what we're talking about. Go ahead.
The huge sum of money the Portuguese crown received was employed to equip ships for the voyages of discovery to the Cape of Good Hope and to Brazil.
Huge sum of money was the money that they used when they kicked us out of Spain and Portugal. They robbed and confiscated our wealth and our gold, our silver, our furniture, and the wealth that was used the wealth that they used was utilized to fund the voyages to help further our enslavement. They already enslaved us in Portugal and Spain, so when they confiscated our silver and our gold and our money for those who did not escape into Africa, they took that money and wealth and funded the ships used to conquer us in both India and America. That's what happened. So now, was that it? Go down?
Yes.
Now go to page 197. Is 197 here?
That's
198. Read on.
Once more, the unfortunate face the choice of baptism or expulsion.
That's us in Spain and Portugal. Once more, those who could not make it out of their face have the choice of baptism, converting or conversos, forceful Christianity. When you convert to Christianity as an Israelite, your name is changed to a Spanish name. You have to denounce your identity, denounce your God, denounce your laws, all of that, and denounce your name. So there's once more the unfortunate face choice of baptism or expulsion. Go down to the ships.
The ship's captains took from the immigrants all they possessed.
And that money was used to fund Columbus's voyage, Vasco da Gama's voyage, to find us and overthrow us. Read on.
The story of one ship is perhaps typical of that merciless age.
Of that merciless age. Watch.
It was blown upon the Spanish coast off Malaga by storm. Entry of Jews into Spain was forbidden, of course. The Bishop of Malaga promptly heard about the shipload of Jews. The vessel lay at anchor, and every day priests came aboard to deliver missionary sermons to these harried, homeless people. But all the arts of persuasion proved vain. The bishop then recommended to the captain that he starve out the refugees.
Just starve us out on the ships. Come on.
For 5 days, they received no food, and every day the priest admonished them. If you wish to live, undergo baptism.
So they get in the boat, don't feed them. Force them, starve them into conversion. Go ahead. At last,
hundreds of the despairing people consented. They were allowed to go on land. A good many of them had to be carried on stretchers.
they passed out from starvation.
Only then was the ship allowed to depart with the remaining passengers.
So we were trying to escape Spain and Portugal from the Inquisition. The king said, fine, let them on the ship. But before you depart before you leave and set sail, keep them on the ship and tell them, listen, if you want to leave, you got to starve them out first and get them baptized first. Then they can leave. Go ahead.
The Jews were finally permitted to land in Africa.
Yep, we ran to Africa. Come on, we ran to Africa. Come on.
Those Spanish refugees in Portugal who were able to pay their passage could count themselves fortunate. A crueler fate awaited those who had no money. They were declared slaves and divided among the grandees.
So those who could not afford to leave Spain and Portugal, we were enslaved there. Enslaved there. Come on. And they were what? Declared slaves and divided among the grandees as slaves. Come on.
Minor children were taken from their parents and deported to the newly discovered island of San Thome.
They took our children from us, and brought them to the island of San Thome, or they called it the island of hell. Gave us Christian names and renamed our children. Come on.
Where they were raised to be as Christians.
Yep.
Heartbreaking scenes took place during the parting of parents from their children. Parents and children together committed suicide by throwing themselves into the water.
Along with their kids. And the Portuguese king called us bitches when we cried about our kids. That's a book that says that. But he called us in Spanish bitches when we cried over our children being stripped from out of our hands. He laughed at us. Come on.
Only a portion of the Spanish Jews who reached Portugal continued their wanderings. The overwhelming majority remained in country and accepted baptism.
They heard
that other ships sailed to Africa with their human freight and that the passenger was sold as slaves to the Arabs.
So when they dropped this off into the hands of the Arabs to be sold as slaves. Come on.
All such reports influenced the decision to submit to baptism and remain in Portugal.
Right. What else you got? Go to the next page. Go down to King Philip II.
King Philip II of Spain, Ferdinand's successor, whose Italian possessions include Milan, Naples, Sicily, and Sardinia, had also ordering distinguishing marks for Jews in those regions. When they reached the age of 10, male Jews had to wear yellow hats and females yellow armbands. Mm-hmm. Measures of this sort were not needed in Spain, for a Jewish population no longer existed.
Go down. What page is this? 201 what? 201. All right, so they made us wear yellow because the Moors and Jews that resided there looked exactly the same. So the Moors didn't wear that, the Jews did, to distinguish us from them. Now, so real quick, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're due for a break by now. You can text us at 267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121. Or you can also Zoom call in, all right, regarding any questions you may have regarding the topic of the show. All right, so we'll be back in about 5. All right, stay tuned.
Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 28. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east.
Because we read earlier about Armageddon. All these things is taking place is going to happen in the Middle East, the so-called Middle East. That's where all this is going to pop off. That's when World War III takes place. That's where the nations come together and go to war. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're anticipating. Go ahead.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia.
The nations of the dragons of Arabia. Right now, the Israelis are destroying and bombing the hell out of the Arabians. And they're getting pissed off. And right now, they're taking it. They're getting destroyed. The men, the women, the children, they're getting flattened by the Israelis and the American alliance, the American assistance they're receiving. But be mindful. Understand that all these Arabs, of all these Muslim factions, whether it be Shiite or Sunni, all these Arab nations eventually, according to prophecy, are going to come together and they're going to fight back. It's going to spark our revolution. It's going to spark our deliverance.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
من النهار إلا البحر الأرض اللي أرض اللي من النهار إلا البحر الأرض اللي أرض اللي من النهار إلا البحر الأرض اللي أرض اللي من النهار إلا البحر الأرض اللي أرض اللي
Jerusalem's a burdensome stone. You should have left the people alone. When Christ come back to sit on the throne, it's over and done, your people are gone. Come on, watch your back with all this bombing going on in Gaza. You might be shopping in the mall and they blow up the plaza. These Palestinians, they lost their children and their mama. How they gonna deal with the trauma? They gonna turn into Obama. They waging jihad, a holy war is now emerging. It's gonna get crazy like that movie when they started purging. When they retaliate, you know they getting down and dirty. Vengeance in their eyes, they thirsty, they ain't showing any mercy. People ask me how I feel when I see all this killing. I tell them this is Bible prophecy you see fulfilling. I ain't worried about a thing, me and my people chilling. All of this is vengeance from God for evil dealing. These people enslaved us and shamed us, and now we know historically how they changed us. So when we say that we the real Jews, they hate us. That's why we waiting on our God to save us. They gave us religion and white man Jesus, sex, guns, and drugs to try to please us. We showing people the truth and now they believe us. Now that we are awoken, they'll never deceive us. Praying
غير على الأرض سوف يأخذ الأرض الله غير على الأرض سوف يأخذ الأرض
Jerusalem's a burdensome stone. You should have left the people alone. When Christ come back to sit on the throne, it's over and done, your people are gone. Come on.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless. Deacon Isaac here. We are live on the set. In the back of me is the choosing of one of the apostles, that being Matthias, who had to replace the traitor Judas Iscariot. So we just shot the scene in here. It went wonderful. All praises to the Most High. Y'all say too, man, we doing big things in Israel. You know, we're working together to bring the Bible to reality, and it is coming to pass. I'm telling you, the image of the beast is going to be cast down. His voice, his image, his doctrine, we taking over. All right? Y'all continue to support. Most High in Christ bless.
¿Qué traemos a la mano? ¿Una pistola? ¿Una navaja? ¿Qué traemos a la mano? ¿Con qué estamos peleando? ¿Con qué?
Samuel 1.15,
¿Cómo se llama esto?
Reina Valera, dice la ley, de la ley.
Donde el ángel dijo, ellos se tienen que huir, ¿verdad? Y esconderse y correr. ¿Dónde tienen que irse? Para esconderse de Herodes. ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde queda Egipto?
Marrón. ¿Qué color eres tú, mi hermano? ¿Eres blanco, gris, verde o tú eres bronce? Tú eres bronce, tú te ves como Cristo.
And I will make them one nation. See, a lot of you don't understand nationality. You don't understand that this is nation time. We've been destroyed as a people. They divided us up. You ever hear the old saying, divide and conquer? That was the white man's slogan. Divide them and conquer them. That's how they destroyed us as a people. But in these last days, Christ is doing what?
Eso está supuesto leer en el libro de la ley de Dios claramente.
¿Dónde estamos nosotros en la Biblia? ¿Dónde se encuentran los argentinos en la Biblia? Esta palabra está a ustedes, los hijos de Israel, el moreno, el latino, el indio nativo, la misma gente que está en Isaías 11.
¿Quién es más aborrecido que el hombre negro, que el hombre indio nativo?
¿Por qué nuestra historia empieza con la llegada de Cristóbal Colón y los conquistadores? ¿Qué pasó antes de su llegada?
You are living in the greatest time on earth.
La Biblia está escrita para las 12 tribus de Israel, del principio a la fin.
You are son and daughter of God. You are those Indians in Argentina and Chile must learn this truth.
To be effective, you must be selective, meaning you must monitor your friendship. True. Stop the violence. If you want to end all these societal ills, we're going to start with family. And it's not going to be tedious families.
If persons look at any other part of your body rather than your face first, then you're probably not dressed modest.
Back from the break.
We back.
We're back. All right, what happened? Oh, what the hell?
That's new.
That was me.
You throwing us off, man. Just donate over here.
Oh, just donate, man. Donate to
QR
the Booster
code.
Club.
Thank you,
QR
Officer
code,
Jazz.
the QR code to whoever the hell it is. I don't know what that is, man. Just donate. As you know, we're very transparent. We use your funds. We thank you for donating to us. We appreciate your willful offerings.
Can't see your finger.
Our travels. We travel. Looking for trying to get our own land, be more, more self-sufficient. So please donate to our cause. We got a text.
Yeah.
We got a text.
Yeah.
Let's see what the text says.
Yeah.
We got 3 texts. Oh God. Okay. Everybody's interacting, man. Okay.
Congratulations.
All the praise. That's why the sound bites work, man.
Oh man.
Congratulations.
Damn. What we got? What we got here?
All right. First one says, why the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron to burn incense? What's the meaning behind it?
That's just the Lord. The Lord enjoys the scent. That's just what he required that of us at that time, to burn incense. That was something the Lord required. The Lord has a sense of humor. He has he has taste. He enjoys the smell of the scent of things, and that's why he does do it. What's next?
It also represents our prayers.
Yeah, our prayers is right there. We get that real quick. Get that real fast. The prayers of the saints. See, the incense represents our prayers being taken up by the angels. What's that?
I got one of the Psalms if you want.
Go ahead, up and down. Get it in Psalms, Scott. Scott. I got it in Psalms.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna name my child Psalms.
Oh man. Psalms 141
and Psalm Misa for my daughter. Psalm Misa.
Psalm Misa.
Psalm chapter 141 and verse 2 says, "Let my prayer be set forth before thee as incense."
Damn. Okay.
And the lifting up my hands as the
all right.
Hold on. We know when he goes to Psalms, he's gonna bring out fire.
That's some good stuff, man. What was that again?
Once he go outside of song, I'm like,
Psalms 141
gotta
verse
be
2.
apprehensive about it.
Yeah. What's that again, man? Write that down, man.
141 verse 2.
Yeah, you all right, man. 141.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You all right,
Let
man.
the whole thing play,
That's
man.
good shit, man. That's some good stuff, man. Excuse my name. Good stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna mic over.
All right.
What we got? We got one with Raphael. Get that one too. Raphael, bring the
Yes,
Raphael.
Yes, sir.
Who's behind it? Revelation
6. Oh. Revelation chapter 8. Oh, you want to get Ari? My bad. I forgot you said.
Yeah, because Ari reads like he's in.
Revelation chapter 8.
It's gotta be like Johnny 5.
Revelation chapter 8 and verse 4. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints.
There you go. The smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints. So when we send up prayers to the Lord, it's like an incense going up. It burns. It's the same thing with the angel takes up our prayers to the Lord. That it?
Yep.
All right, that's all I want. Now, next question.
I'm sorry. It reads like the Elamites talk with the head shaking.
Oh, man.
Wow. All right. It says, Shalom, deacon and officers, Most High Christ bless. Great history being brought out. Do you know if recent revised versions of View of the Hebrews are the same as the original?
Yeah, it should be the same. Mine's not original. Mine's a copy. I got this. I bought this book years before the radio. Years ago, before we had the radio show, I read this book cover to cover. We was in the Bronx school like years ago. I was stunned by what I was reading. Lord's will, I believe it's the same. You should have a problem.
Only thing you might come across is some of the pages might be all from.
Yeah, it's copies.
Yeah.
So when the book is being sold, they scan and copy the pages, but some of the pages have like stains or whatever. So it's copies. You'll find like little dots or whatever, but it's the same. What we got next?
Says, do you know what Genesis 13:1 actually means?
I didn't go over that today, but okay, I'll see what it says.
Will entertain you.
13:1.
He said, "Nah, I got you, D."
All right, let me throw something in there.
What the hell?
13:1.
And go ahead.
Genesis chapter 13 and verse 1. And Abram went up out of Egypt.
He left Egypt.
He and his wife, and all that he had,
his wealth,
and Lot with him into the south.
And I saw he lived in Egypt for a while. That's where he got Hagar from.
Yeah. It says the south to Bethel.
The south to Bethel, right. Next one.
That was another one? Dang. All right. It says, so did the Trans-Pacific slave primarily follow the travels and notes of Marco Polo, and because he kept encountering us along the way?
I would say knowledge of it. I wouldn't say did they follow the actual travel. I would say, but you could say they might have used it as source material regarding us being in those lands. You could say that. I'll say that. That's the most I can say regarding that. But in terms of the travels or notes, whatever, I can't tell you for certain. But I would say most definitely that they had the knowledge of us being in these lands contributed to them conquering us. So most definitely.
And also Marco Polo dealt with the Silk Road.
Yeah,
primarily.
which we were involved in.
Yeah.
I brought that out last week. So there's this actual show, I think, called Marco Polo. It's a very good show.
Yeah.
Very, very good show. All right. It won't show us, of course, but it's definitely a very good show.
And the end of the Silk Road is Canton, which is in China, and that was one of the slave ports where they had us enslaved. That's the Guangzhou province, yeah. And where Hong Kong and all that is.
And when a lot of our people from Africa, from West Africa, when they moved to that area, they make them all live in that area on purpose. Mm-hmm. And when COVID hit, they were beating us and blaming us for COVID outbreak over there in that Guangzhou province. What? Okay? So when they sold us as slaves there, they got us living there to this day in that area as a mockery.
Okay? They were blaming COVID on us.
Yeah, like it came from them.
Yep.
The next book, I want a geographical description of the 4 parts, page 88. The book is very good, very old. It's 1670, I believe. I believe it's that old. This book is 300 years old. If I'm not mistaken. It's very old. I think. Let me see the page, the bottom. No, yeah. Yep. Go to the bottom of it. 1670. All right. Now I have the copy of this one. I have one book I have the original, where the pages are real old, because I enjoy the smell of an old book. So it's this thick. I believe it's this thick, like this tall, and it's very old. and it's the same exact year as this. So this book was published at the same time by Richard Blome. Let's go into page 88 and 89. So we was definitely slaves at this time. You can't deny that. This book is not for black eyes. It's white eyes only. European eyes only, I call it. Page 88 and 89.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
You have the book?
They had it.
You got the page?
D, what page you call?
88 and 89.
Keep counting.
Y'all ain't got it?
They can't count either.
1, 2, 3. We don't got that date.
All at the same time.
Oh God, and that I need. That I need. So can we go online?
Hey, actually, yeah, you get the PDF for this book.
The PDF, yeah, go to PDF.
Yeah, it's an old book. You can get it.
You can find it. Just type in a geographical description of the 4 parts. That ain't the full title, but
we appreciate you guys.
Gotta make a soundbite for that.
Yeah, we
We
got.
don't got that date.
damn.
We need a soundbite on our
Yeah.
tape.
Like I was a John Lil be doing with his little phone.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I got it?
You had something to bring out, officer?
No, we're going to bring it out. in a
Oh.
bit. Yeah.
After this. I need this first.
Yeah. How's it going over there, guys?
All right, I'll praise. He said talking.
Right, at least
He
y'all
didn't know you.
communicating.
He's rebelling against Manny.
Damn. You're talking over there? Don't say nothing when he asks you questions. Shut your mouth.
Shut your black lips.
So far, we're going into the history of our people being in these areas. What do I want? Do I want that right now? Give me Colossians 3:11. Colossians 3:11. You got it? All praises. All right. 88, 89. You found it? Or you took a picture of it?
All praise.
So y'all had it.
They went and looked it up.
Oh, that's good.
All
That's
right,
fine.
all right,
That's
all
fine.
right.
That's fine.
Oh, they got a Zoom call too, D.
You got a
got the
Zoom
whole-
call too?
Decent.
What I want to do first?
That's all. You want to just do 88?
88, and then a Zoom call. I don't want to have them waiting too long. 88.
Where we starting at, D?
I don't know, because I had it. Let me see. Go down.
Yeah, highlight it.
88.
I know it's talking about Scandinavia.
Go to 89.
89 is blank.
It's a map.
That's 90.
Is it?
That's
No, it
92.
gotta be after this. 89. Go up. Yes. Okay, hold on. Go down. I probably want 89. I don't think this is it. Let me see. 89. Go up. This is not what I want.
What's
Geographical. Let me see what the book is called. Go to the cover of the book. Okay, this is it. All right, that's weird. Go to 88 one more time. It should say Tartars.
Wait, you sure that's the...
Look, you know, go in the book, search for it, type in Tartars.
Yeah.
T-A-R.
Because it looked like that book
T-A-R-S.
has different sections.
Yeah.
And each section
Tartars.
has their own numbering.
No, T-A-R-T-A-R-S. Tartars. Yes. See what we got.
So you might be in the wrong 88.
Yeah, go down. Go down. Go down. Down. Wait. Go up. Go up some. No, go up, up. Up. Try 79. And 78. Try that. Maybe I'm wrong. 78. Let me see 78. Let me see 78, 79. 78, 79.
No, right there.
Okay, it's different page numbers.
Yeah.
Because it brought them to different things.
But just,
Yeah, they went away
78, 79.
no, just click on where the search. You see the page?
70, yeah.
to the left.
Yeah, click to the page to the left.
You see the search?
It'll take you there.
Just click on that.
Click on it.
Just click on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take you to it.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
different page
So
numbers.
the
yeah.
number is 44. It's page 44.
Yeah,
But you see on the
go
bottom
up,
left
go
of
up.
44?
Yes, there's blue highlights. Load
Yeah.
up.
The bottom left.
Yeah, blow it up. Let me see. Move it over. So I can read it.
Oh God. What are you guys doing?
How'd you get to page 4?
Page 44 again, because you guys went somewhere else.
Yo, get Zechariah 8:7.
Read that. Yes, flip that. Blow it up.
Because as Deacon bringing out, you see, we scattered all over, man. We from the
You doing some
east to the west. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 7. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will save my people from the east country.
So the Lord says he's going to save his people from the east country. So as you see, we point out that we were scattered in where?
Page
India,
8, go to 40, 45.
China, Japan. All right. So we was all over. We was called Tartars. All right. We're going to get into the Scythians. We called the barbarians. So that's where we resided over in the east. Right. Go ahead.
And from the west.
And from the west. Like Deacon was bringing out we bring out the books with the Tartars and then with Gad on this side. Same people. They know that.
Go. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, like Columbus as well. They knew, and what's his name? Louis de Torres and Vasco da Gama. They knew we were scattered from the east to the west. Why? Because read it again.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country.
Right. That's it.
And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people.
Right. So when the Lord starts to gather us again, but he's going to gather us from the east and from the west, from these areas that we've been touching on. China, India, the Dalits, okay? Over here, Gad, all right? So that's the prophecy. The Lord is going to save us from we all over.
Yep.
We are all over. We are, how you say it?
Omnipresent people. Mm-hmm.
All right? We may look different,
but
that's us.
Go to page 80. Next page over. Don't go to page 2. Page 80. Next page over. Let me see. Okay, let me see. No.
You have a double page view, so you actually flip the page, go back, and then just go to the right page. Yeah, that one. That's the next page.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Let me see. Go down. Ah, man, it mentions us being Israel, man, in that page.
Look up Israel.
Type in Israel.
Israelites. Let me see what it gives you. We got a call, so I don't have them taking too long.
No matches.
Lights.
ITS.
No, not lights. Israelites.
God.
Man, lamp.
Light bulb or light?
I got no light in me.
Or the switch.
There you go.
Amalekite.
Try lost tribes. Type in lost tribes. That's good too, but that's what I want. Try lost tribes. Lost tribes. Okay, go down. Go down to the 70s.
Oh, I saw tribes. Tribes of
Israel. What page is that? 66.
It's a note. That's a note.
Go down.
Footnote.
Oh, it's a note.
Wait. Go. 74. Lost. No. Go down. Right there, right there. Here we go. 131. That's it. 131. That's it.
All the praise. Tartary.
131. Yes, Tartary. I know I was bugging. The name of Tartaria, right there. Then we'll go to the Zoom call. Sorry about that. Bear with us. Read that. The name.
Yeah, I got a little sneak peek on how things are done when you research.
The name of Tartaria is apparently taken from the river quarter or horde of Tartar, from whence these people being issued have overrun and made themselves known in all parts of Asia. Others take it from the word Tartar or Totar, which in the Syriac signifies remnant or forsaken.
Wow. And so Tartar in Syrian is remnant or forsaken. Go ahead.
Because they esteemed them the remnant of the Jews, of which 10 tribes were transported into Media by Shalmaneser.
Come on.
They must then add that these 10 tribes passed from Media into
Scythia. Who Paul was talking about in Colossians. Read on.
Which is not observed by the ancients. However it be, the Persians yet call this country Tartar, and its people Tartarians. Tartarans. The Chinos Targuis.
Go to the next page. Go to page over. Right there. Now go up. Wait, stop. Stop from It Matters. It matters of religion. Watch this.
It matters of religion. They are generally pagans and Mahometans, which about the year 1246 crept in amongst them, which since have spread itself over their country.
Islam, come on.
Intermixing with paganism, yet have it not so much prevailed as to extinguish the Christianity, which was first planted amongst the Scythians.
The Christianity that was once planted amongst the Scythians. Watch this.
Which were the ancient people of Tartary.
Watch this.
By the preaching of 2 of the apostles.
Who?
2 of the apostles.
Come on.
Philip and Andrew.
Go ahead.
Which of latter years have much lost itself, and not only by the prevailing of the Nestorian sect, but chiefly for want of instructing the people in the true orthodoxal points of Christian religion.
So Philip and Andrew went to Scythia to talk to Northern Kingdom in the land. Now get the Zoom call now. Get Colossians. Don't let me forget that. Colossians 3. Let's jump in. Can you hear us?
Points of Christian religion. So Philip and Andrew.
Hey, brother, you're gonna have to mute your the TV.
Oh, I know his brother. Okay.
Hey, shalom, brother.
Shalom.
How's it going, man?
What's going on, brother? What's going on?
Hey, man, you talk really fast, but
I'm sorry. How's it going, brother? How's it going?
Good.
It's New York, bro. It's New York. I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm gonna come meet you and shake your hand, man.
All praises, yes, sir.
Keep up the good work. I had a question. How was they able to keep it a secret, like afterwards? Like you don't really get no information about it, like how they hid the ships or where they went or all of that stuff.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Hid what?
The slave ships.
Oh, the slave ships. Well, they didn't hide the ships. They just stopped using them for the purpose they were being used for originally.
And some of them they burnt.
They have Clotilda, that's one. They had many ships. Remember, prior to the slave trade, they were regular cargo ships. Then when they made slavery popular, they used those cargo ships to ship us on them. Once slavery was abolished, they used the cargo ships back to what they were used for, cargo. Like today, you have cargo ships today that carry those giant containers. Freights, that's a cargo ship. So even today, secretly, they have us being sex trafficked. They have us being put in those containers today and being shipped off even now in those same cargo ships, just in containers. So when they catch on to that, they're going to obviously arrest whoever's responsible, maybe, and then continue using the ship as it was once used for, cargo. So let me give you an example. If we were being brought over here in a steam engine, right? Let's say it's a steam engine trade, and they shipped us on trains. You're not going to throw the whole train away if you abolish slavery. You'll keep using the train for what it's used for. You understand? So the cargo ships didn't get destroyed or hidden. They just returned to what they once were, cargo ships for rum and gold and resources. And then when slavery became popular, they put us on those ships. And then when slavery was abolished, they returned to the ships as they were. And then as the Industrial Revolution took place, the ships began to evolve into what we see today. Like the steam engine, for example. That train evolved into what we see today in Chicago and New York, electric powered train. That's all. There's no reason to destroy a whole ship. It don't make sense.
Yeah, it's like hidden in plain sight. It's right there.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
I wouldn't say hidden. I would say that the ships returned to what they were used for originally before we were put on them. They're just ships. Likewise, how many times have you seen a steamboat?
Many a times.
Oh,
I mean, I've never seen a steamboat, but
yes, I'm saying a steamboat. A steamboat. You don't? Did they exist?
Yeah. Of course.
But what happened to them?
That they went back to, I guess.
No, they evolved. You don't use steamboats anymore.
Got it.
They evolved into what we have now.
The tankers and the
Then you have like the steam engine, the train. I mean, that's like one of those. I mean, you have one or two of those now, but as time progressed and technology advanced, the train evolved into what we have now.
Yeah.
Bullet trains, Amtrak, it's the same. You know? The thought is that when slavery was abolished, the white man just said, okay, give it over the boats. That don't make no sense. The boats were used to ship cargo. Why would you destroy the boat for? It don't make no sense. To destroy an entire bunch of ships because you abolished slavery. If you can't ship Negroes no more, then keep the ship and don't put niggas in them no more. That's
crazy because all somebody had to do was plant a seed going, well, where all the ships went? And then everybody jumped on that bandwagon.
Right. Well, it turns out we had a guy named American Soil in the comments that was saying the same thing. He was a white guy. So we believe, and I could be wrong, but we believe that this is being pushed or perpetrated and pushed into our people's minds to fight against the history of us being put on ships to go against the Bible. Because once you point to the Bible and slave ships, that's immediately us. It's nobody else. No one else underwent slave ships aside from the blacks and Native Americans and was scattered throughout all over the world. No one. So if you take away the ships, you take away the Bible. That's just it's plain, like you said, it's clear. It's all conspiracy. It's all conspiracy, pretty much.
Black moon ships.
Black moon, right? Exactly. So,
and then all you would have to do is like not talk about it.
Right.
Like they never explained this to us in school that they turn the ships back into cargo ships. They never explained that.
Right. You just turn it back into what it once was. Like we went over. If you've been watching, I showed testimonials of people who were brought on the Clotilda, Oluwata Equiano's testimony. Oluwata Equiano, his testimony. You had Venture Smith's testimony.
Phyllis
Wheatley's testimony. It's so many different people speaking about. Even Marcus Garvey, he claims Ashanti descent. The Maroons were Ashanti descent. Cujo and Nani. How'd they get over here? They swam? It don't make no sense. You know, even the Gullah people, the Gullah Geechee, they speak the same language of Angola over here that they did over there. How'd they get over here? They flew and went through a portal. It don't make no sense.
And even during the domestic slave trade, when slavery was abolished in 1808, when they stopped us from coming from Africa, they still was shipping us on slave ships coming from New England down to Louisiana. We were still on the ships.
Yeah, and then you had the slave ships that are not accounted for regarding the Trans-Pacific slave trade, which is going on now regarding the Arab slave ships, the dhows that took us from the East African slave trade to Iran and to the islands. It's
everybody had their hand in us, huh?
Everybody.
You know, an example, like today, the overwhelming majority of international trade is done via sea trade.
Yeah,
via ship trade.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we have,
planes.
lands, we have like roads and stuff. We also have planes. But even today, with the technology that's present, the majority of international trade is done via ship. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that back then, it wasn't done even more so than today? Look at what's happening in the Middle East when the Houthis were bombing and doing that, and now all the gas prices are going up because a majority of trade even today is done via ship. So if they're trading in slaves back then without the technology we have now, of course it's going to be via ship.
But aren't they having a strike also at the docks? Also,
They had all Eastern Coast.
They had the whole a strike about their funds. They said, listen, if we don't work, the world don't work. They were saying, 'cause we control the docks. We're not working. So it's still merchant ships exist to this day. Haven't changed. The technology has changed, but the ships remain just more advanced.
And we showed y'all the drawings.
The drawings,
you know,
the sketches, the
routes,
blueprints, all of that. We have it all. You know.
We can't deny it, bro.
Can't deny it. Cannot deny it. You know?
Yeah.
What I want to get where it mentions their hand, all nations had their hand in our slavery. Is it Maccabees?
First Maccabees, yeah.
You get that, please?
All right.
You mentioned they had all our hands. All of them were involved. It was a joint effort to destroy us. It was a joint effort. Psalms 83 mentions all of our nations, but all of them had their hand in it. Every last one of them. All of them. To some extent, whether large or small, to some extent, they were all involved. What you saying? What'd you say?
They gonna be in trouble. They
are in trouble. Oh, yeah. You got it?
Yes, sir. First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
He's asking the question rhetorical. What nation, what? Read again.
What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?
What nation have not had a part in our kingdom? Go ahead.
And gotten of her spoils.
And robbed us. Go ahead.
All her ornaments are taken away.
Come on.
Of a free woman.
We were once a free people. Go ahead.
She has become a bond slave.
We're slaves. So again, all nations had their hand in our enslavement to one extent or another. Whether large or small, they're all involved. Every last one of them. Some are more open with it, like China's open with it to an extent. But we always focus on the Atlantic Ocean trade, but no one focuses on the Pacific Ocean trade, which we're focusing on this lesson, which is very, very much secret. So we're bringing it out. You know?
Got it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any more questions?
Man, you've answered. You always answer all the questions I have, man.
Oh, all praises, sir. All praises. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it, my man. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. Thanks for calling.
You're very welcome, man.
Yes, sir. What we got next? Is that it? What we got? Let's go to
Colossians. You want it?
Colossians 3:11. Thank you. Colossians 3:11.
Now I was just about to say I go back into Daniel. Remember when Bishop was bringing up about Daniel yesterday? Shout out to Bishop Class. How Daniel removed all doubt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any doubt you had in your head, he removed all of it.
Yep. Any doubt you have, he removed it. Right. Colossians 3. So that explains the book I read earlier about.
No.
That explains the book I read earlier about us being in Tartary, and the 10 tribes were in Tartary. And the word Tartary in Syriac or Syrian means forsaken or remnant. Now, we got a scripture that mentions the word us being called forsaken. I want that precept. If you can find that for me, please. And give me Colossians 3:11.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 11.
I think the forsaken is in a capital F, I think. Read that.
Where there is neither Jew nor Greek.
Where there is neither Jew nor Greek. These are titles that we underwent through captivity. Jew, which is obviously Judah. Greek, based upon being Hellenized. Go ahead.
Circumcision.
Circumcised, because if we were circumcised, we were Jews. Go ahead.
Nor uncircumcision.
Circumcision goes back to us following the Greek customs, still Jews, but following Greek customs, remaining uncircumcised. Go ahead.
Barbarian.
Barbarian, because anyone that doesn't speak the Latin language of this time, I said Roman before, the Latin language, who did not speak Latin, you were a Jew that didn't speak Latin, you were considered barbaric by the Romans. They called you barbarian if you didn't speak Latin. Go ahead.
Scythian.
Scythian is referring to the Jews and the Greeks, the Israelites. It's referring to the same people. Go ahead.
Bond nor free.
Some of us are freeborn, some of us are bond. Some of us are born slaves, pretty much. That it?
But Christ is all and in all.
Christ is all in all because all of them are the same people. Is that you got what I wanted regarding forsaken?
Yeah, Isaiah 62 verse 4.
Let's get that. Regarding the word Tartary goes into in Syrian. Isaiah what?
62 verse 4.
62. Isaiah 62. And 4, yep.
Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 4. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken.
Or in Syrian, Tartar. Go ahead.
Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate.
Come on.
But thou shalt be called
Hephzibah.
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 Hephzibah. Hephzibah.
Yes.
And thy land
Beulah.
For the Lord delighted in thee, and thy land shall be married.
So he's saying, thou shall be no more termed forsaken, and your land will no longer be called desolate. So we were referred to as forsaken or Tartar. The word Tartar goes back to the word forsaken or remnant. Remnant of who? The northern kingdom. Well, we got another text.
I can tell you didn't speak Hebrew.
Damn. slow of speech.
Yes.
Very slow with speech.
Oh man, this is getting bad.
All right.
What we got?
Might have been Moses. Shalom, leadership. Most High Christ bless you all. You mentioned how Shintoism comes partly from us. Are the pagan religions of the nations based on our Bible / us?
Most of the most popular religions stem from us, yes. But pagan renditions of it. So we came across the other nations and brought our laws and commandments to them. While being exiled, they took on our ideology, revised it, and then enslaved us and forced it upon us. We're our worst enemy, man. We are our worst enemy. All right? So yes, so most of them, Shintoism is a branch from us, yes, to an extent. How? I don't know, but it definitely involves the temple being built, the priesthood, all of that is from us. Even I think Buddhism as well, it's from us too.
Yep.
Buddhism is from us as well. Judaism, So
Quran copied over.
Quran, right, all of it. Now, get me the next book, Lost Tribes and the Saxons. I want page 8. Keep it in the mic. Page 8.
Yeah, I think. You good?
Yeah, I'm animated, man. Keep it in the damn mic. Page 8. What we got? Abyssinia.
Abyssinia is also said to possess some of them, and even Central Africa is not without evidence of their presence.
Come on.
In short, the learned have discovered Israelitish influence in every land, from China to Peru.
In short, the learned have discovered Israelitish influence in every land from China to Peru, because Israel is in China and Israel is in Peru. Go ahead.
What is our inference? Why? That there is truth in that prophecy which said that Israel shall be sown among the nations, swallowed up, and yet not lost.
Go ahead.
Hosea 8.
I'm not playing with you, man. Let's go. Read on. Come on.
Amongst the most civilized nations, the Hebrew influence is known and acknowledged. But this, as already observed, is due to the book which we have derived from the Hebrew nation, and to the dispersion of the Jews, who are properly supposed to include the whole house of Israel. But the Jews themselves very properly regard themselves as distinct from the 10 tribes who revolted from the throne of David.
They're the same people, different titles, but same people. But the point I wanted was where it says from China to Peru. You want to keep that in mind, that there's Israelite influence from China to Peru, because Israel was found in both areas. And Israel was shipped from that area to the other also. That's why. Now go to the page you want it now, Yakin.
140. Is it 148?
Yeah.
And then the other two.
Hey, for the brother that just asked, how do we ask questions? Just
text the number. Text message. If you want to text a message, the number is 702. Right? Come on, read the number again.
Put it up
real fast. 267-702-6121. That's 267-702-6121 to text a question.
Hey, post it. You can post
267-702-6121. Now, we got it?
Yeah.
Where you want to start from?
We can start from one tribe.
All right, one tribe of the Afghans.
One tribe of the Afghans, now named Dornians, rules the whole nation. And at one period of their history, this tribe exercised dominion from the Caspian Sea to the Ganges, and even as far as the capital of the Marathas, Pune. Thus, then, we succeed in connecting the Israelites, the tribes, with the Caspian Sea, and with India through Afghanistan. Now, we require to proceed further and connect these tribes with the Saki.
The Sake, yeah.
This we do at once by the fact well known that the so-called Tartar tribes, the Khazars or Kosi, were the lords of central India from the 6th to the 10th century. They came from the borders of the Caspian Sea, the seat of the Sake. Gibbon states that their country was known to the Greeks and the Arabians under the name Kosa, that is Kush. By this name, they were also known to the Chinese. Their alliance was courted by the rival empires of Persia and Rome. The Kush, or Kosa, known as Indo-Kush, belonged to them and probably gave rise to their name amongst the Greeks and Arabians. The circumstance most worthy of note concerning these Khazars or Kushites, as respects our inquiry, is the fact that as early as the 10th century we learned that their sovereigns had from time immemorial been Hebrew.
Wow. Northern Kingdom. Go ahead.
The Beni Israel of Malabar.
That's on that map. Beni Israel. It's on the map. Go ahead.
Also have a history clearly written, well preserved, and continued to the present time, in which it is recorded that the 10 tribes, with the exception of colonies in Spain and India, migrated towards the Caspian Sea, some on the borders of Media and Persia, and others in the direction of Chinese Tartary. The tribes of Simeon, Ephraim, and Manasseh are represented to have settled on the northeast of the Caspian Sea.
There you go. That's who Philip and Andrew went to go teach. The Scythians.
Wow.
Tribes of who? Simeon, Ephraim, and Manasseh. That's the Scythians that Paul was talking about. Go ahead.
The country of the Khazar Tartars in a region named in the record Maki. Thus, we have evidence sufficient to...
That's the Black Khazars then.
Yeah.
It's the Black Khazars there. Yeah, it's the Black Khazars. Go ahead.
Thus, we have evidence sufficient to prove that a people who were connected with the country of the Saki and under Hebrew rulers held dominion over central India and Afghanistan previous to the Mohammedan invasion.
The Arabs took over and enslaved them. The Arabs took over and enslaved us. All right, go ahead.
Mr. Foster points out as a curious confirmation of the Malabar record of the Beni Israel that Ptolemy places the tossed Manasseh, the far banished Manasseh, in the land of the Comeri or Gomeri, the Gomer of the Bible.
That's Germany.
And, yes, Germany.
France, Germany, yeah. Yeah.
To the north of them, a people called Magajene, or people of Makkah. May it not be worthy of inquiry whether the Mashajene as the name of a people is not...
Yeah, we could go to 163 now.
Next one. We'll take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
We got another text, too.
All right. We'll go to it.
You can start from the top.
Which page? 160?
163.
All right.
163.
The Sakas must have come into India through Kabul. It is therefore probable that some traces of their name may still be found amongst the Afghans, a people who have retained their peculiarities.
Afghanistan is right near Hara, Bokhara. That's a city of the Medes. It's right under Uzbekistan, right by the Caspian Sea. So that's all the city of the Medes in that area. That's like he's mentioning Afghanistan. You know, it's right above India and all that.
Yeah, if you go to the Gabi map, it shows it. It says Afghanistan. Go real quick to the Gabi map, real fast.
The Asia.
Yeah, I thought I seen it on there too.
It's really like right under Bokhara or Hara.
Does the word Chicano derive from Chinawas? Chinawas? Maybe. I don't know. I've thought about that.
You see
Chicano?
Hindu Kush?
Yeah.
See Hindu Kush,
Hindu Kush.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's another kingdom.
And then Bokhara right up top.
Yep, right up the top.
And you got Bokhara. It's all that same area.
Same area.
And the Caspian Sea is right over here.
Right there. Yep, that's all us there. We took that portion up. Let's go back. Hindu Kush. All right.
That's not the 163.
Yeah, we're going to read down to 164, but yeah.
A people who have retained their peculiarities for many ages and who, from their occupation of mountain fastnesses and from their hardy, independent, and warlike habits engendered by their position, have been able to preserve themselves from foreign dominion. These people have many indications of a Hebrew origin, or at least the facts advanced by the Right Honor Sir G.H. Rose and the Reverend C. Foster, as already stated, together with other facts presented by preceding writers, such as Sir W. Jones, certainly warrant the conclusion that an extensive Israelite influence must have been from a very early period exerted amongst that people. And it is by no means improbable that the pure tribes amongst them are really descendants of the Israelites, as they believe themselves to be. What we seek, however, is a connection between the words sake or sake and the Israelites, and that, I think, we discover in certain tribes of the Afghans. The following passage is from a letter written by an officer on the staff of the commander-in-chief in India. It is dated from headquarters, Camp Manakalia, 20th January 1852, having just been through a part of Afghanistan proper. I cannot help writing to tell you how I was struck with the Jewishness of the people. And not only their appearance, but every possible circumstance tends to convince one that they are the descendants of the 10 tribes. They call themselves Bani Israel. Bunny being exactly synonymous with Mac in Scotland.
Oh, son of. Mac, man, Mac is son. Go ahead.
And Fitz in England.
That's son too. Fitzgerald. Go ahead.
And are proud of it. Whereas to all other Mohammedans, a more severe term of abuse cannot be applied than Yehudi or Jew.
The Arabs called us Yehudi or Jew.
But they didn't like it.
They didn't like
being called that.
Yeah,
because
they're
the Northern Kingdom.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We may observe that these so-called Beni Israel despise the Jews almost as much as any Mohammedan people can.
Damn.
They pride themselves on being sons of Israel in contradistinction from the people of Judah.
Because of that beef, that hate.
A strong presumptive evidence that they are really derived from the Israelites, especially as this distinction has been maintained from time immemorial amongst them. One of the tribes that at present are giving us a good deal of trouble is called the Yosefis, or tribe of Joseph. Z meaning tribe, and next to them are the Azaki, or tribe of Isaac. This is the point to be observed. Joseph and Isaac are not properly names of either of the tribes into which the Israelites were divided by lot in their own land. But the application of those names affords proof that if the Afghans are descendants of Israelites, they adopted distinctive appellations in those names.
Joseph or Isaac.
And it is therefore clear that the name of Isaac was chosen as one mark of Israelite descent. This is a point which we needed to establish in order to sustain the opinion.
That's it on that. I mean, if I could get a script too, Amos 7:16. Yeah.
All praises. You get that.
Because that was a name given to the Northern Kingdom.
Yep.
We read that in the scriptures.
Amos 7:16 goes into that regarding the sake. Sakai or Saka.
Amos chapter 7 and verse 16. Now therefore, hear thou the word of the Lord. Thou sayest, prophesy not against Israel, and drop not thy word against the house of Isaac.
Right. Northern Kingdom is referred to as the house of Isaac.
So that's another page in the book about the Sake.
Read that there.
We have supposed them to have been named Sake or Saki after Isaac. And here, in the very seat of the Sake of old, we find large numbers of people professing to be Israelites, calling themselves Isaki, a name readily converted into Sake by the Greeks, who habitually rendered the names of the barbarians only into approximate sounds.
Remember the names of the barbarians. Remember Paul? The barbarians and Scythians. It's the same people.
Yep. The
so that's
Sake, Isaac, house of Isaac, it's Northern Kingdom.
Yep. Isaac Z. Text. What we got?
All right. It says, Deacon, regarding slave ships and Esau will change a ship's name port of origin and destination.
That's a statement? We don't know.
I think so.
Seems like a statement.
Yeah, I believe so. They will change. I guess. Yeah. That's a statement, yes.
Damn.
We got here.
Oh, yeah. That's going to hurt you. Yeah, that's going to hurt him.
Gosh.
It's going to put Aberdeen's education to the test.
Yeah. Be with me, Lord. All right. Shalom, Most High Christ bless. Thank you again for bringing this stuff out. I attended an all-black and Hispanic high school in Port Arthur, Texas. I did a 4-page essay and presentation on the Silk Road, Sub-Saharan and transatlantic slave trade, going over conquerors and Greek and heathen fashions that was pushed on our people. At that time, my principal told me to write another paper on something else or I would lose my top spot in my class.
Wow.
I ended up losing scholarships and being for the military route.
Wow.
Why don't black schools teach black history? And why are students punished for learning it?
You answered your own question.
You definitely did.
They don't want you to know what we're talking about.
Self-explanatory.
Hey,
That's
talking
why
about
the
that.
show is called Our Hidden History. That's the reason why.
When I was in college and I had public speaking course for my final presentation, I did a whole presentation on Northern Kingdom being Israel using all these sources, and the professor hated me for it because I did it because there was a couple Northern Kingdom in there, and I did it, and most of the professor was an Edomite, all the other students were Edomites. Their face was like in shock, like, how's this guy know this stuff?
Wow.
Hey, just like when Bishop brought up about Asada Shakur, remember one of her quotes was, "Your enemy is not going to teach you your true history."
To overthrow him.
Now, you said, why don't these black teachers in these black schools teach our history to us? Because guess who they under? The curriculum it's not their own curriculum. The curriculum come down from your enemy. And and the enemies is there. They watching over what they're going to teach. Okay, so you think, I thought the same thing. Like, damn, why don't they teach us our history? But it's not going to be that way.
Yep.
That's not how they programmed it to be. Esau is making sure that those leaders that's in education, religion, and so forth, that they teach what they want us to teach. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
That professor, she told me that my sources were too old. She didn't like it. She wanted more recent sources for the presentation. So she docked me some points for it, but that's about it. But she really didn't. She hated it.
Because the older the source, the more valid it becomes.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what it is too? Black people, they don't understand that this is an empire. Why would you teach the servant class how to overthrow you or to think that themselves greater than what you're telling them?
Yeah, or to remind you what you were before they became a servant class. Yeah. You're not going to do that. You're not going to teach your subjects that they were once the kings and queens. That don't make no sense. That's kind of productive.
Yeah.
Give me a Google, where is the Eastern Hemisphere? Just Google that. Where is the Eastern Hemisphere? Let's see what it says. Oh, God. You having a hard time over there?
They didn't want to show us them messing up the spelling.
Yes, they did. They did not. Where is the Eastern Hemisphere? Come on.
ChatGPT help.
The Eastern Hemisphere is the half of the Earth that is east of the prime meridian and west of the international date line.
Come on.
The Eastern Hemisphere includes most of Africa, Asia, Europe, and Australia, the Indian and Western Pacific Oceans, the islands of Oceania.
Come on.
The Eastern Hemisphere is also known as the Oriental Hemisphere.
Because it's further east. We're in the western area. Go ahead.
In a cultural or geopolitical sense, it can be used as a synonym for the European term Old World.
Old World. The Old World. Now, give me Baruch 5 and 5 regarding the East and Western Hemisphere. Baruch 5 and 5. We're going to close out soon. Baruch 5 and 5.
Baruch, chapter 5 and verse 5. Arise, O Jerusalem.
I think you pulled earlier Zechariah 8 about us being in the east and the west.
Yes, sir.
This goes right along with that. Read that.
Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about toward the east.
Look about toward the east.
And behold, thy children be gathered from the west.
Will be gathered from the east and will be gathered from the west. Go ahead.
Unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of God.
In order for that to happen, we have to travel to those areas to teach them to rejoice in the word of God in the east and in the western hemisphere. That's where Israel would be. Give Matthew 8:11.
Also, the last two verses in the previous chapter of Baruch 4.
Jump down.
36, 37.
36 and 37.
Baruch, chapter 4, verse 36. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold, the joy that cometh unto thee from God. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of God.
That's right. That's right. All praises. That's right. Give Matthew 8:11 now.
Matthew, chapter 8 and verse 11. And I say unto you, that many shall come from the east and west.
That's what Jeremiah said. Baruch said, come on.
And shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven.
Israel will be gathered from the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. But before that takes place, we'll be gathered. We're going to hear the word of God in these areas when we travel and reach our people in these areas. Get Deuteronomy 32 and 26. No, Genesis 28 and 14. It was prophesied we were going to be gathered, we'll spread in these areas, and Christ was going to die on the cross and bless us with repentance and mercy while being scattered in these areas. 28 and 14.
Genesis chapter 28 and verse 14. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west.
We'll be in the west.
And to the east.
Israel's in the east.
And to the north.
Israel's in the north.
And to the south.
That's why we wear fringes all around our garment, because the children of Israel is going to be in the north, south, east, and west and gain remembrance of God and the commandments, which is the fringe or ribbon of blue on top of the fringe. All right, read on.
That's the 4 quarters.
That's the 4 quarters. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed.
All be blessed.
The full moon fringes.
You mean the black moon fringes?
No, the one we got.
The full moon fringes. The full moon fringes, yes. Full moon fringes.
The tassels is a black moon.
Yeah. Dark in understanding. Deuteronomy 32 and 26. The beast moon.
Yep.
32, 26.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 26. I said, I would scatter them into quarters.
I will scatter them into corners. Come on.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
He would make the what?
The remembrance of them to cease from among men.
So the Lord sent his disciples out and the prophets out to go out into the eastern and western hemisphere to teach our people. We would bring back that remembrance to our people, or bring about a fringe in their minds regarding who they are while they're scattered all around the planet. That's what it's talking about. All right. Real quick, give me that. Do I want that? Or I'm gonna land right there. I will land there because it's running out of time. I will land there. We got announcements to make. Hope you guys enjoyed the class. We're gonna continue. We're gonna touch on Chino. If there was a question regarding Chicano, I'll look into it. I'm not sure. Maybe, possibly, it could be a correlation. I'll look into that. But all praise to the Most High. Hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Shout outs to y'all who zoomed in. Thank you for calling us. And shout outs to y'all who texted us. Shout outs to the IT team that did a great job. Shout outs to the breakfast team. I'm sure they did a great job. The food's always good. Yeah. So we're going to land right there. Go ahead, Abaddon. Take it from there.
Hey, Israel, let's give another hand for the leadership. Fire class. Hey, Israel. Yeah. Y'all ain't getting no history lessons from anywhere else. Y'all heard it. Like, the schools ain't teaching you. So, Israel, make sure you donate. Sorry, not go to that last. You subscribe to Our in History Radio on YouTube. All right, hit the notification button so you know when we go live. Also, subscribe to our Philly channels, IOIC Philadelphia and IOIC Philadelphia in the Classroom, to get the latest camp videos from the deacon, captain, and officers of IUIC Philly. You can donate to Our Hidden History so we can purchase more books to bring out to you. You can donate on PayPal too, IOIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. In the comment section, put OHH. Also, donate to the Booster Club so we can continue to reach our scattered people throughout the 4 quarters of the earth. You can donate on PayPal too, IOIC.fundraising@IsraelUnite.org. Subscribe to IOIC TV to get the exclusive content from leadership of IOIC, and tune in next with Deacon Malafia. All right, missing persons. We have Kamaya Bryant. Kamaya is 14 years old. Wow, you're crazy. Hair color brown, eye color brown. Height 5'3", about 160 pounds. Kamaya was last seen on November 24th wearing a black shirt, black pants, and gray/white/purple sneakers. Okay, so if you do see her, let the local authorities know about her whereabouts. All right, next. Land fund. We're going to keep pushing in every single class that you see. We're going to get that land. So it just depends. Are you going to be a part of it? If you believe, send in your funds on PayPal to Israel@IsraelUnite.org. In the comment section, put land. All right. And don't wait till the land blitz to start donating. You can start donating right now. $5 a week, $10 a week. Put your money where your mouth is. Next. All right, and my favorite announcement. Shalom. We're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. So, pull out your phone, hit the QR code, and be honest. What do you think about Officer Manuel's team? Because he is the lead over that team. So any mistakes, any good, it all comes from him. Maybe you're tired of him using chat, how you say it? Chat,
oh, God.
Chat B. How you say it? Chat something.
Chat GBT.
GBT.
GPT.
Have you ever had a dream that you
Manny's been waiting to use this
you
on.
you could do so you do.
Anyway, just
What do you think?
report Officer Manny. That's it, Deacon. That's it.
And with that, we're going to say shalom. Shout out to the IT team for putting the soundbite on cue this time. Y'all all right, man. So with that, hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. We will see you, Lord's Will, next week. And with that, we're going to say shalom. Until then.
Hey, happy
Shalom,
feast
Israel.
Happy feast
Oh, yeah,
dedication.
happy feast dedication.
Shalom. Most High Christ bless. Enjoy the
Shalom,
feast.
Christ bless.